Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zach Parkerson.
And welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for a spirited discussion on whatever the moral or theme of their story was. This week, listener story, people wrote in. We got some words from other people.
Those people. They keep
Words.
writing.
This is a show about words.
It is about words. Their words, our words, all kinds of words. It's word babble, word vomit, if you will.
This is turning into a problem already. Word.
This feels like what banter does when it goes wrong.
Word.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Yeah.
Phenomena. Bum, bum, bum.
Phenomena.
So who is it? Amanda, you're going to read this listener story, right?
I am.
Have you already read it, I assume?
I have a few times. You got to get it down.
The cadence, get it down, how to read it, how to explain
I've got some
it.
anger.
Is it a good story? I know we always say we'll be honest, but then
wow, harsh.
Oh, you mean like, is there
yes,
like...
Did you hear? Wait, Zach, you heard that too, where she went,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the topic. Is it like a lighthearted
like backing up a little bit. This is like backpedaling, I think they call it.
I thought you were asking me if it was good or if it was Zach. Like, where is it at on the scale?
What does that mean?
Because he has like sad stories.
Yeah, she's saying mine are always about the world ending.
Yeah.
I mean,
not on the actual structure.
He had one happy one where only like 3 people died. Remember, he called that one happy. That was fun.
Yeah, remember that lighthearted, that kind of powerful story about that father shooting his son's molester. I was uplifted.
He's like, that was my Hallmark moment.
Of course, hey, that guy got off scot-free, just a couple years probation.
Understood.
That's justice. I believe in the system now.
You did have Spider-Man.
Yeah, they do a Spider-Man story.
See, there's lots of great stories. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for this one. We've had this one for a few weeks now, and we've been holding them. So now we've got
to release them.
Yeah, release the hounds there a little bit. All right, take it away, Amanda.
All right, it's time for Christina's story.
Well, yeah, I guess I should have asked. Who wrote the story?
Christina Flores.
Okay.
I hear the front door close.
Wait a minute. Do you know it was Christina Flores? Did you get like a fingerprint or anything? Or we're just assuming because of their names?
I'm just assuming because that's what she titled her Word document.
Should we start doing some kind of verification process?
Maybe we should, like a 2-step verification. I am not a robot.
I want robot stories, though.
Ooh, wait, I did a robot story.
You did a story about a robot. I want a robot. I want a story from a robot.
How interesting would that be?
A robot's journey?
Yeah,
like
but
Siri.
like not like an autonomous robot, but like a smart refrigerator.
There you go. Somebody's got a challenge.
That's what I want. I want that story.
That sounds not super
First
great.
person to send in a smart refrigerator story. You're getting right on Smirk. Congratulations.
Untold tales.
All right, Amanda. Sorry.
It's time for this story. I hear the front door close, and his footsteps are heavy on the wood floor. Jerry? I call out his name, hoping he's not in another one of his moods, but it's an hour after he usually comes home from work, and he didn't call. I used to look forward to him and his sweet kisses greeting me after work. However, everything changed after we bought the company. I hurriedly looked around. The table is properly set for the 2 of us and pour the wine. Then I rush into the living room, wondering what's taking so long. There he stood, in the dark doorway, dripping wet from the storm. Oblivious of my presence, he locks the front door and mutters something inaudibly under his breath. Jerry, honey, you're home. It's so great to see you. How was work? My stomach is sour, my heart is racing. How do you think it went? The systems went down during my presentation to the stakeholders. If people would just do their job and not screw up, then maybe our company wouldn't be hanging by a thread, he said with an icy stare. What'd you make for dinner? He asks as he drops his bag by the door and walks past me. I made your favorite, chicken, fried steak, and potatoes. It couldn't have gone that bad today. How long were things down and what did they say after the presentation? My hands are shaking as I bring him his plate. Oh God, please don't let him notice. When I lean in to put his plate on the table, I smell it. The awful sour smell of stale liquor. Oh, great. A deadly combination. He's stressed and drinking again. How am I going to be able to eat? I feel like I'm going to throw up. The bile rising in my throat, I swallow hard to force my fear down. Not that bad. The servers were down for 5 minutes. 5 minutes! He slams the table and the silverware shudders under the vibration. Guess who had to do a little song and dance while those incompetent fools tried to bring it back up? Me. It's always me, of course. The stakeholders said they understood. They signed the contract, but I could see it in their eyes. They're already doubting us. I pick up my glass to take a sip of wine, and I put my other hand on his. Jerry, listen, it sounds like everything ended up just fine. They signed, which is great. The company is okay. Now we'll have the funds to put into upgrading the infrastructure and hopefully decrease downtime moving forward. You know, they've been doing the best they can. Don't be too upset. You always defend them. Always. Listen to yourself. Great, huh? Great. You want your husband to look like a fool, humiliated? We would never have gotten into this position if they knew what they were doing in the first place, but you're just too blind. If people would have just listened to me, this company exists because of me. He grabs my hand and pulls me roughly over to him. Am I right? You can't deny the facts. I just stare blankly back at him. I can't speak. Answer me. I asked you a question. Everything you have is because of me, this company, this house, everything. I came into your life and turned it all around. Tell me I'm wrong. His grip on my arm just gets stronger and I can't break free. Let go of me. You need to calm down, Jerry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. I didn't choose my words carefully enough. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm so sorry. The tears start coming. Jerry hated it when I cried. Or did he love it? I honestly don't know anymore. Suddenly, I feel my body hit the wall and my wine glass shatters on the floor. I lick my swollen lips, and there's the familiar taste of blood. I close my eyes tightly and brace myself for another blow. I need to get out of here. God help me. Stop, Jerry. Let go of me. Why do you do this to me? He lets go of me, and I crumble down to the floor. Tears and blood are streaming down my face. Because I know you'll never leave. You're nothing without me. He turns his back from me and stumbles to the other side of the kitchen. Just then, Amelia's crying broke out over the baby monitor. It was the burst of strength I needed. I grab the wine bottle, and with all my might, I hit him in the back of the head. I run up the stairs as fast as I can, grab the diaper bag, wrap Amelia in her blanket, and pick her up from the crib. My eyes dart around the room, searching for my keys and purse. Both are in the corner of the room. I snatch them up, being careful not to drop anything. I tighten my grip on my princess and run back down the steps. I turn one last time and look at Jerry, laying on the ground surrounded by glass, and my blood, unconscious. I'd rather be nothing than spend one more day with you.
Damn. I want to punch Jerry in the balls.
Whoa, I don't know Jerry's side of the story.
Oh, my God.
Wow. So many people threw something at the radio right then.
So what are you thinking? What's the moral of this story here?
Oh, wow. This is it's a hard one for Smirk because it's hard. So many jokes you can't make.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to walk a line.
Mm-hmm. Tiptoe.
Do we have to walk it?
Zach usually doesn't.
Yeah,
so.
that's fair. What's the moral, Zach? What do you think the moral is here?
Sorry. I was just laughing at all the things that I shouldn't say. I don't know. Get out of abusive situations. I mean,
okay. Aaron?
Don't wait until it's too late.
Incorrect. Both of you.
Well, obviously,
you need to murder your husband. Is it the?
Be more proud of yourself. Be more
You're
self-confident.
getting warmer.
Have the confident.
Warm potato.
Oh, whoa! Hang on. Let me look around the room. Let's have confidence in myself. Let me have confidence in other people. People love me. Love me better. Love them better. Don't take crap from anyone. Have confidence in yourself to not take crap from anyone. Grab the baby. Get the baby back. Get out of the house. Run. Call the police. Any of these? Anything?
No, none of these are the moral. They're
right.
just statements within the story. Anything else from either of you? You going to take any more stabs at it?
I'm just reminded of the third verse of the Eminem song "Guilty Conscience," where he finds his wife in bed with another man.
Yeah.
So he just runs out with the kid and murders everybody.
Yeah, I don't think that's the moral.
Very
No,
live.
but I'm just thinking about good stuff.
What's the moral?
You're stronger than you think you are.
Oh, we were close.
I wouldn't say we, because you weren't really close.
I mean,
We're a team.
If close were an ocean apart, you were there. You're right on the cusp, right on the beach. Yeah.
Smirk, we're all a team here.
Yeah, that's true. We are a team.
We were close, like I said.
Your wrongness does not.
That means we're all wrong too.
Yeah. Well, no, you were wrong, but we were almost right.
That's a tough story, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a hard one. I'll be honest. I actually had emotional reactions while listening to it. That's a good story because I wanted to punch the fictional Jerry in the face.
How do you know he's fictional?
I wanted to punch the story Jerry in the face, fictional or whatever.
Mr. Story Jer.
Yeah. Jerry's kind of a dick. Although it does sound like Jerry had a pretty bad day at work.
Well,
It sounds like Jerry has a bad day every day.
yeah.
If he can't take any personal responsibility for any screw-ups at work and thinks he's better than everybody else that he works with, and therefore they're the ones who are always failing and not himself.
Wow.
Wow.
Somebody's got some feelings. Jinx, you owe me a
Jinx.
Coke.
Damn it.
So, Jerry, these are questions that Christina has provided.
By the way, what does that mean? Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
It means we said it at the same time, so get me some to drink. I'm thirsty.
No,
But I think he understands what it is used for.
I understand. Where does that even come from? Jinx, you owe me a Coke. It's just
What
weird.
is the origin?
I don't know. That's another Smirk story. Figure it out.
All right, write your own.
Somebody ask their Alexa and then write in.
and
Please do.
add a robot refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's very important.
I'm dying
very
for that story. No one's told that story yet.
Fresh and new.
No one
Ready
should.
for you.
They're voiceless.
Yeah, that's cool. You say you got questions. Sorry, you got questions.
Yeah. You guys just skipped past my rhyming.
I'm sorry, we're being a little too random. We got to stop it. We got to get back to the abuse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Please stay on topic.
Ike, Tina Turner,
Amanda?
where do we stand?
How many women have you hit?
We don't need another. We don't need another hero.
Oh, this is derailed. This
All
train
right.
has just
Sorry,
exploded.
it's a very serious topic, so let's get serious
Jerry
and make some jokes.
is close to the stereotypical abuser. If Jerry was actually a female Jerry, would you have had the same reaction?
Oh,
So if Jerry was actually a...
yeah,
Jerry.
I understand what it meant.
Well, it looks like Gary because it's Geri is how the female...
Gerry. Gerry.
No, Geri is how it's spelled.
And her thing,
Yeah.
I'll spell it however the hell I want. My
You're
mind.
setting that guy up to be a piece of crap then? Spelling your name like that.
Well, that's the female. The guy is Jerry.
Okay, this is way too confusing.
This
This is
is-
tough.
yeah.
I don't
All right,
understand.
what is the actual question? Because now I don't even know anymore.
I've lost the thread.
Where are we at?
Jerry, the male, is close to the stereotypical...
Spelled Hicky. I don't even know where we're at. All right, what about him?
If Jerry was actually a lady, Jerry, would you have had the same reaction?
Like had surgery or
I don't think it's about a transgender topic.
No,
Okay.
I think
if
it's
Jerry
about
was a
switching
Jenny-
the gender roles.
okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't you have the same reaction? Somebody's being abused either way.
True, but I think a lot of people forget about that.
Well, a lot of people are stupid and self-centered. What are you gonna do?
I will be honest. I think some people would say they're more forgiving for guy Jerry than they probably would be female Jerry. I'm saying, me personally, I see it the same way. I'm with Zach, but I do believe most, not most. That's generalizing. A lot of people would see the same scenario and say, "God, she's being a bitch," and he is just like, "Well, he's had a really hard day." You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there would be a difference in gender for some people. Not
As an
many.
excuse, maybe I can see more that women would.
And
get
I am
the
saying
pass.
I do not agree with that. I'm
No, no,
saying
no,
I
I know
can
what
see
you're
how
saying.
some people would see that.
Yeah, it seems to me that women get a little bit more of a pass on being abusive, whether it's emotional or physical abuse, because they're not as strong as a man. If a girl slaps around her husband or her boyfriend, then he
True.
should be able to handle it.
That's true.
Because
Right.
and a guy doesn't want to disclose
No,
that to
true
people.
that happens. That's good. Good
yeah.
point.
And it's hard for I think that it's probably hard for guys to disclose that because there's the whole concept of, oh, you got your ass beat by a woman. And guys are really, nobody wants to say they got beat up by anybody, no less like your significant other. It's the same problem that women have, just a different reasoning.
That's why you don't lose. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
No, it's a true point. It's a true point. Fair point.
Yeah.
No, it is. Yeah, there's definitely a stigma against men who can't take care of themselves.
But in the same token,
In quotes.
and actually, I think Zach and I have had this very conversation. There is you can't defend yourself in a way. If you're a guy, if you're a woman, you can. Like, same scenario. If it's flipped and he hit her with the wine bottle, he would be.
Mhm.
it's a totally different scenario. I think to many people's eyes, many people would see it as he assaulted her, even if, but
he
if
was defending himself.
But you hear it the flip side, and you're on her side because of what you heard. But if it was flipped, you would not be on his side because of the genders and the whole. And you could.
The general masses would not be, right? Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, and
there's definitely a difference in connotation if it's a man or a woman.
Yeah, it's like when every story when a teacher bangs a student, it's teacher rapes 13-year-old girl or teacher has sex with 13-year-old boy. The headline is always different. That's
a good point. Yeah. Mm.
No, well, don't go on. How do you see it? You're a woman, so you obviously have a different perspective than we do. Do you see? Well, you do. You're a woman versus we're a man. We're
is
men.
she?
I really don't. Hey,
we've been doing a podcast with a girl this whole time.
Nobody told me.
This laugh you couldn't tell from
Would you
this?
see it?
Which
No,
cackle?
guys cackle all the time.
Oh.
That's not true. We don't. We don't.
Cackle. We chuckle. We're men.
Do you see it differently?
No, not really. Because I think there are women out there who would see it differently, who would give leniency to the woman who's coming home and she's got attitude and she's kind of smacks on her dude a little bit or, grabs his arms or anything because he should be able to handle whatever she's giving. Whereas if it's a woman who's being abused, then it's, well, she doesn't have the strength to fend him off, which oftentimes, she might not. Who knows? Maybe she does. But then it's seen as we need to come to the aid of the woman. But because of, obviously there's a lot of history with racism and sexism. And with sexism, I think our society has kind of taken a turn where, rightfully so, we're trying to protect women and we're trying to help them, but we're not focusing those same efforts into protecting men who have just never voiced their issues. So just because they're not disclosing it doesn't mean it isn't happening. And oftentimes, back to even our the first episode that I told a story on, which was perceptions, was the discussion that women often tend to be much more emotionally abusive. And emotional abuse is not seen as being so negative or effective to people. Like there's not that same, like she could continuously derail him as a human being and say, you are a worthless piece of crap, and
demean him.
Yeah, just tear him down day in and day out. And that would be, oh, well, she's just a whore. She's a bitch. Whereas if a guy were to say that to a woman, he would be emotionally abusive. So I think that there's a problem where we're not seeing the correlation. Like, women aren't as abusive as men when really they are. They're just more abusive in a different way. Men are more abusive physically. Women are more abusive emotionally and mentally. So there's just kind of that difference there. And I feel like I'm going on this long tangent.
You are.
I am. Oh, God,
How out of character?
I know, right? Jeez, shut me up. But basically, I'm with you guys. It's abuse is abuse.
I've seen guys where I actually had a friend who was in a relationship like that, where his wife, it was his wife actually, I mean, she belittled him all the time. And it was very abusive, but I probably didn't see it that way at the time. Honestly, I probably, in the same scenario, I'm like, well, she's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he would complain about it. And I didn't really, at the time, take it seriously as I would now, because I think we've evolved as a society a little bit.
Or just think about how often, I don't know, anecdotally, how often my guy friends have to ask their wives for permission to do things, whereas their wives will often come to them and just say, hey, we're doing this on Saturday. Just anecdotally speaking. My personal experience, I refuse to generalize.
Yeah, I don't think you should ever ask for permission. You have a discussion. It's a partnership, let them know, hey, is this cool with you? Is this going to be a problem? Just be respectful, but there should never be permission.
Or just the entire term of being whipped, I
don't like that term at all.
I don't either.
Well, no.
Yeah.
It's not a good term. It is, however, often used.
It is. It's a frustrating label. I mean, that's a whole different topic than what this is, but that's an interesting point. Let's bring that up when we bring up a robot refrigerator.
Please do.
Want to hear voices we haven't heard. I haven't heard that voice. Thank you. This has been my TED Talk.
It's a terrible TED Talk.
What else? What else do we got? That was an interesting.
So her next and final question.
Oh, she's only got 2?
She's got 2.
Well, then you come up with a 3rd.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Better figure it out.
Well, hers kind of like...
Unless this leads on, maybe it'll lead down a long path.
Well, she wants to know, how would you write an alternative ending to the story? Would you keep her last words to Jerry? So it's kind of a 2-part question. Would you keep the ending the same, or would you change it?
It's like a Marvel what if tale.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Zach. You got an ending?
No.
All right. Well, I got one. I wouldn't hit him with the bottle. I just wouldn't. I don't think that's the right answer. That's just that's an abusive relationship. That's just not an abusive partner. You know what I mean? You just made it. You just made it a dual problem. What I would do is wait until old Jerry goes back to work, because he loves to go to work, and then I would take the baby and I would leave. Or I would take the baby and leave that night and just, call the police if I had to, keep the phone on my person at all times, call 911, whatever I had to do. But I would try to avoid any physical altercation, because I don't think that's the right answer for the baby or yourself or the marriage. It's obviously, as soon as someone gets to that point, maybe you should start thinking about walking anyway. Just walk when he goes to work.
Mm-hmm.
Put that guy 6 feet under.
That's how you would change the story? Kills him.
Yeah, well, maybe not her. Maybe she tells a friend who takes care of the situation.
Is that friend you? Are you the friend?
He's writing a story. Let him write a story.
The friend is me. I am the friend. Yeah, I would have him die in some way. That feels like more of a story I would tell. Jerry deserved it. What is that Dixie Chicks songs? Earl had to die.
Oh, yeah.
You guys remember that classic?
I do.
No, because I don't listen to the Dixie Chicks.
Expand your horizons,
song.
Man.
You know what? I'll keep my horizons firmly entrenched where they are. I'll listen to Living Color and Chris Isaac, and I'm fine.
Chris Isaac. Yeah, Dixie Chicks. That's a weird one.
How would you rewrite it?
Oh, well, I would probably rewrite it how you already rewrote it. There's no need for you to get into that physical altercation. First of all, if you do that, you have no idea. What if it doesn't knock him out?
What if it kills him?
Well,
even better.
But then she's going to jail for manslaughter. There's no way she walks away from that. That's only in the movies where they let him go for something like that.
That's not true. I just told the story a few weeks ago about how that's not true.
What story?
Where the guy killed the karate teacher.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's different. This is different. There's no record of physical abuse based on the story that we have, so it's just emotional abuse. And she might have a facial mark on her face now, because it did get escalated into physical.
She had her blood was next to him while he was unconscious.
But that could easily, you got to have some old wounds to be able to claim abuse, I think.
He must have hit her in the face.
It's just a risk. It's a risk. It's a risk. Now, I do think she was in danger and she had to do something. Go lock herself in the room with the baby or something until he calms down, or call 911. Lock yourself in a room and call 911. But hitting him over the head with the bottle, I don't think is the right answer.
Well, especially because he says something really nasty to her, and he tells her, because I know you'll never leave, you're nothing without me, after he's already, beat her face up, which is not only physical, but now it's emotional abuse too. He turns his back from me and stumbles to the other side of the kitchen. So he's going in a different direction. So,
time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Get them baby's room, lock the door, call 911. Do something like that.
Yeah.
And I would definitely call 911 as soon as possible.
Faux show.
Y'all are pacifists, man. Got a handle.
I'm not trying to go to jail. Who's going to watch the baby then? The abusive father?
There you go.
You know what? At least that kid could grow up and know that mom did the right thing.
Or that dad beats the out of him.
Wait, I thought that in my scenario, dad's dead. You guys are saying that she shouldn't kill him. I'm saying she should kill him.
Oh, yeah.
And then she goes to jail for a few years. The kid grows up and says, you know what? I'm proud of my mom.
Oh, yeah. I'm so proud that she put me in an adoption agency, and I've had to bounce around to different homes. And I'm a little infant, so I have no idea what mom was doing was right or wrong.
How many hugs is it going to take for you to be a happy boy?
You don't have a lot of faith in the adoption system, huh?
No, because I have a lot of friends who have been adopted, and they had a horrible process.
I saw Annie.
Well...
Wait, she got a billionaire. Never mind. Although, when he wants you to call you Daddy Warbucks, that just feels weird, right? That's creepy. We can all agree that's when she's singing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow." It's because she's trapped in the basement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we all take it the same way. Okay,
Sure.
Well, the modern reboot, I'm sure she'd. And the Netflix TV series version of Annie, the billionaire will be a sex fiend. Yes.
Exactly. It'll be dark and dirty.
So I have a question for you, men, and this is going to pertain to just you two.
Okay.
Not me.
Wait, let me check. I am a man. Yes.
Did you just check your parts?
Mm-hmm.
No, he did a DNA test. It's very,
Right now. It's instantaneous.
it's very fast. Turns out I got the right chromosomes.
If you were yourselves and your wife
Mhm.
was abusive to you, physically
Mhm.
hitting you, emotionally degrading you were in this woman's position, but as yourself, as a man,
Mhm.
how would you handle it?
Grab a wine bottle, hit her over the back of the head.
That's a great strategy, but here's mine. And then you keep hitting her in the head.
Jeez. I would leave. That's what I would do. I would leave.
How would you stick it out at any point? Like, would you say maybe it's just this one time or not think about it the first time?
I don't think I'm going to get married to a person who speaks about their coworkers in that way.
Oh,
This
that's
is
true. Yeah.
That's an interesting
But they
point.
were married before that because she said
Yeah.
everything was fine until they bought the company.
There you go. There's
So you
more.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it feels like I would have thrown in the towel before.
Yeah, I would
before.
totally throw my... People get hung up on it. Look, I know marriage is supposed to last forever and you're supposed to do everything you can for better or worse. We're not getting my ass beat worse. That's when it's time to leave. And I'm not judging anyone that stays. I realize that's a hard situation. I am not making an answer. I am not saying anyone should do anything. I'm saying me personally, yes, I would leave.
I don't miss people anyway, so I'd say goodbye.
You're a dark soul. A very dark
I burn
soul.
bridges as I cross them, Amanda.
I don't know.
That's not a good thing. First of all, I'm not saying that you shouldn't
Would you
burn
stick
that
around?
bridge.
Would you stick around?
I have stuck around. I've been the abused.
Do you regret it though? Do you wish you would have left sooner?
I wish I would have learned. I wish I would have protected myself better in the beginning. But I appreciate and the understanding of being in that situation because I didn't understand it until I was in it. And I don't think you can fully understand your reaction to it until you're put in that position and completely blindsided by what's happening.
I dated somebody like that for 2 weeks. It was the longest 2 weeks of my life.
2 years.
Nope.
Yeah.
But was the sex good though?
I mean, this person might listen to this podcast still, so I really don't.
It's a clean podcast anyway.
Yeah. So I would say that sometimes you stick it out because in my situation, the person I was with was an alcoholic. So when they were sober, I didn't have that issue. When they were drinking, I did. So it was kind of that turmoil of going back and forth. And, you know, when you're with somebody who is an alcoholic, and gets like belligerently drunk where they don't remember what happened the next day, then it becomes a point of, well, now I feel bad because you don't even remember like what you did. But then it finally gets to a point where you're like, nah, I'm done with this. Like I'm not being naive anymore. And sometimes it's not about like, sometimes you genuinely, realize what situation you're in, but you're just confined to your current situation that you're like, what else am I going to do? I have to wait till I can leave this situation. And if you have kids, it's a whole other basket.
See, that's where I see that one different. When you have kids, I know most people think you have
I'm saying
kids, you
it's
got to
just
try
like-
to make it work. And I'm the complete opposite. If you have kids, I expect more.
No,
I
I
more.
agree.
You push me in front of my kids, we're done. I don't have time for that. And I know that's just me. I'm not speaking for someone else, but
I'm saying the decision of how you're going to get out of that is harder if you have kids because typically then you're going to have a little bit more of a financial strain.
I believe it's in how worn down you are with the scenario.
Well, it definitely has to
A
wear
lot of
you down
people
before you
have a
leave.
hard time finding their strength. A lot of people have had a hard life, so they have a hard time just finding that belief in themselves to make that move. But everybody has the ability. They just have to find it. It's a matter of self-respect, and it's a matter of confidence, and it's a matter of belief in yourself. And the right combination of bad person and disposition that's already been battered, those two come together, and it makes it twice as hard for someone to leave that. You know, it's a hard scenario, and it's easier for some people than it is for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, And it's also easy to say if you're not in those shoes.
Yeah. And if you if you have to call the police one time, that one time is already too many times.
That's your warning. That's your warning shot.
You need to.
Final warning.
I mean, I stuck around for a few of those calls. So I'm not judging those people. I'm just saying, get yourself out of that situation.
Man, reminds me of my childhood.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh boy. Sad puppy syndrome.
Yeah, that's Smirk.
Did you get beat? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying saw a lot of policemen in my youth
Oh.
for such phone calls.
Should you have left?
Anyway, no big deal. Probably. I don't know.
All right. Well, this episode's turning sad.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
I've seen it both ways.
Which ways? What do you mean?
Gender wise. I've never, not first hand, just second hand as a youth.
What is secondhand? You've heard it? Oh, you mean you hear it through walls?
No, I mean, I saw it.
Oh.
He's saying he hasn't actually experienced that.
Just saw
He's
it.
just seen it. Yeah.
Which
Well-
is an experience unto itself, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I bet.
So at least that's probably where you get part of the understanding of the dynamic of both situations and seeing both gender roles because you actually have seen it.
Yeah, anyway, so I think you should murder the person, is what I'm saying.
Would you keep her last words to Jerry where she says, I'd rather be nothing than spend one more day with you, or would you change that ending line?
No, it's a Lifetime movie. I would just walk out.
It's a little cheesy.
I'd just walk out. And then I would make sure to walk in slow motion as the house exploded.
I'm turning around.
That'd be cool.
Right? Just do a Michael Bay as I walk out the door.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good wine pun to say on your way out. Stuff.
This marriage is uncorked.
So dumb.
Eh.
No? Oh.
Would you like some wine with that cheese, Aaron?
Ugh.
Don't me.
Ooh. She just
Whoa.
she quotes Bond and says, "What a waste of a good wine."
Mm.
You know, like when he shot that woman.
Kinda
Why
like
didn't
with the
she
whiskey
stab
on her
him with
head.
the corkscrew? That would be so much more cool for a movie.
That's murder. That's not
fine.
just trying to get away from it.
That plays in a film, though.
Can I bring back my cork line then?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever gets my cork line in it. Woohoo! All right.
That sounds like a Law and Order intro. This marriage was uncorked, and then you rip your sunglasses off.
You are welcome. I would watch the hell out of that.
Do you think that this story is truth or fiction?
I hope it's fiction. I'm going with fiction.
I'm leaning truth.
You are wrong, Zachary.
What is
It
it?
is fiction.
Oh.
Well, if he's
Story of my
wrong
life.
and he had the opposite answer from you.
I forgot what I said. I forgot where I landed. It's been so long since I made that decision. I couldn't remember. Oh, and that was from Christina Flores, right?
Yes.
That's really cool. Thank you for that. And I hope we had some interesting conversations. Hard to make light of that situation for sure.
Yeah.
I tried my best.
You sure did. You sure did.
Are you going to ask me the name of her story?
No, I'm trying to figure out of another wine pun, and I can't think of anything. I'm leaving you.
It's
and
tough.
that's Chardonnay.
Oh, man.
I'll
right.
sommelier you later.
No.
I'll sommelier later. Nah.
That's, well,
No.
well, you tried.
Because sommelier is a wine expert. Shut up.
That was not very good.
What's the name
This
of her
show's-
story?
I quit.
Bye.
What's the name?
I didn't hear you.
I said it twice. What's the name of her story?
What's the name of the story, Amanda?
Yeah, what is
I
the
know,
name
it's
of the story?
Unbroken. I didn't know if I was going to get it in. Unbroken.
All right. I like
Is
it.
that the name of that M. Night Shyamalan movie?
No, it's the name of the Angelina Jolie movie, I think.
Oh, okay. She's like a lawyer.
Well, I don't know.
No, what the hell are you? What?
Sounds like a lawyer movie. Anyway, that was Smirk, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks.
Wrap it up.
There we go. All right, Unbroken. Thanks for thanks, Christina. As our show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories to read and discuss on Smirk. If you'd like a chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. Join the conversation by joining our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter @SmirkPodcast. Be sure to use the show's hashtag Smirk. Also, leave us a review if you could in iTunes and share it with your friends. Please share it with your friends. It really, really does help the show and helps people find the show. And be sure to subscribe yourself so you don't miss any episode of Smirk.
Remember, as you write your own life story,
What's the name of the story, Amanda?
always remember to tell it with an unbroken smirk.
No.
No?
No, the cork
No,
was better.
get out of here with that Say it.
Remember, as you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
I just want to point out, Guy said something and you did it.
I did.
Now
I'm a
punch him in
bitch
the
right
face
now.
hit him with a wine bottle.
I'm going to take the corkscrew and it's going to go somewhere not fun.
Oh,
Little do you know, that's my kink.